Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so sorry I've been away for so long. I have a long story time, so buckle up baby, because it's a long one. I also am going to be doing a get ready with me on some of the new products that I picked up from Sephora. They're not all new, but new to me, that I picked up during the current sale. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you want to see how I get this look and what I've picked up so far, and I'm also going to be talking through some of my recommendations and kind of favorites that I love at Sephora. So yeah, hopefully you enjoy. Okay, so currently I do not have anything on my face besides I put a little bit of what's it called? Soft Ochre by MAC and on my eyelids, and I think that's everything. So, oh, I put a little bit of eye cream too, and the eye cream that I use is just like a number 7, what is it called? Protect and Perfect Intense Advanced. So, I'm going to start with the first thing that I picked up during the sale. I'm probably not done yet, but we'll see. I don't want to go too crazy because just a lot of expenses, and I'll get to that. But yeah, the first thing I picked up is the Merit Great Skin Instant Glow Serum. This scares me a little bit because if you've watched my videos, you might know that I am kind of combo oily skin. So I definitely get oily in my T-zone for sure. Like that is the worst spot. My nose is probably the worst of all. So this is a little frightening, but so you're supposed to use 2 to 3 pumps before or after moisturizer. Oh, should I use it after? I think I'll use it before. It says in the morning or twice a day. So I'll probably just use it in the mornings, I would think. But yeah, as you can see, it's kind of like a dual phase product. You have to shake. And I did try this on my hand yesterday, and I have heard that there are issues with the pump, and it did come out really fast. I was trying to just squirt it on the back of my hand, and it kind of went everywhere. So I was like, I'm gonna do definitely the palm of my hand. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna start with 1 for now because I'm afraid. I don't want to be too glowy. Like I'm already using kind of a glowy. See what I mean? Did you see that? Better not have gone on my... Oh, it did. Yeah, great. Went on my bodysuit. Perfect. Oh my god, that's so annoying. So that was only like 1. I'm gonna be right back because I have to clean this. I'm back. That was really annoying. Hopefully it comes out. But anyways, so that was about 1.5 pumps. So you can see it definitely did provide a glow. I don't think I'm gonna go any glowier than this. I kind of avoided my nose just because that's the part of my face that I really don't want to be glowy. The rest is fine. Like if I have a little glow on my forehead, that's fine. So long as it's not, like I find I have little like lines right here, and sometimes if my forehead is glowy, it'll accentuate that. So be careful with this. It does feel good though. It almost feels like a dry oil, like it does dry down a tiny bit, but so far it feels nice. Okay, so I'll get into what I use like every day from Sephora and also what I picked up that's new. So this I use all the time. This is the Moisture Surge 100-hour auto replenishing hydrator. I like this because, and I don't need a lot, probably like that much. I find that it really does plump up the skin. Like if you have little tiny fine lines, I find it plumps the skin. It does add a tiny bit of a glow as well, but I like that it's a gel consistency, so it doesn't feel heavy on the skin. And well, I'm looking pretty shiny. We'll fix that. Okay, so now we'll go in with my sunscreen. I really have to be better at using sunscreen. Sometimes I'm like, I'm not even gonna be outside, so I'm just not gonna put any on, but like, I'm gonna be 39 right away, so need to really get my sunscreen in order. So this is the Sheer Screen by Supergoop, SPF 30. I really like the feel of this. Like, it doesn't feel oily, greasy like a lot of other sunscreens. And I know I'm probably supposed to wear a lot more than what I actually put on, but you know, at least I'm doing something, right? It does have kind of like a food smell to it. I don't know if this one has flashback or not. I don't really use Flash, so yeah, couldn't tell you about that one. So I'm gonna let this kind of sit for a couple minutes before I go in with my primer, and I will be back to prime. Okay, so we've let that set a couple of minutes. I'm just gonna move on. Also, if you notice, okay, first of all, my nails, I peeled them off in the shower, but I had the cutest nail polish on, and I never paint my nails, but so pretty. It doesn't looks pretty light in the camera, but it's actually like a really nice, like, pinky shade. It's by OPI. It's Getting Natty on My Honeymoon. So cute. Anyways, I wanted to repaint them for the video, but then I'm like, I'm on a time crunch here. Also, I was gonna say, if you notice that I am a little bit swollen here, I'll get to that, but yeah, there's a reason. So I am going to go in with my primer, and I have two favorite primers from Sephora. I haven't tried a ton, but the ones I like for oily skin are Vanish Airbrush Primer by Hourglass. This is the second time I've purchased this one. I also had the Tom Ford Traceless Matte Primer, which is really nice, but like the cost is just ridiculous. So if that's something you were looking at and you were interested in it, I would definitely buy it during the sale, because I don't know how often Tom Ford, if ever, has a sale going on, but this one is not cheap either, but it's a little less pricey than that one. So I'll usually go in with about that much. I really want to try the Cali Ray one, but like, is it also good for oil control? Because I find this one's pretty decent for oil control, and same with the Tom Ford. But I don't know. I feel like lately I've just been getting so much oilier than usual, especially in my forehead. I'm like, what's happening? Like, it's not even hot out yet. We did have like a couple really warm days, but yeah, not for me to be like super oily. I don't know what's going on, but yeah. Anyway, make sure to get my nose, because like I said, my nose is the culprit. Sorry, I'm just gonna make sure that I just hydrate here. And please don't get mad at me for using a plastic bottle. I usually use my Stanley cup, but I haven't bought a big jug of water recently, so sorry. Okay, so there we go. Primer's on. You can see it definitely took down some of that shine. And I'm gonna go in with, I don't have a ton of favorite foundations from Sephora. Honestly, I use my Revlon Color Stay literally all the time. I feel like it's just really nice and smooth on my skin and doesn't get really oily. I do like this foundation, the Dior Forever. This is the matte one, but it's not my favorite for some reason. I think the one that looks the best that I've purchased from Sephora, I have this one. It's looking more yellow than ever. Oh my god, what happened to this? I wonder if it went bad. It's never been this yellow. I don't know what is happening. Like, look at the difference. What the heck? Maybe it went bad. Anyway, this one's okay. Not my favorite. And then I also have this one, which is really nice. This is the Tower 28, and I actually should use this soon because it does have an SPF in it. This is the lightweight foundation in the shade Melrose. But today I'm going to be using this one, and again I have to watch so it doesn't squirt everywhere because I'm running low on this. So this is the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation in the shade Mont Blanc. So I'm just facing it away from me because I hate when foundations get low and they start like getting rowdy. I'm just gonna use it from the applicator, and I'm gonna go in with let's use this one. This is just an e.l.f. buffing foundation brush, but another really nice one that I have is this Sephora number 56 brush. So those are on sale right now. If you're in the market for a new foundation brush, I would check those out. Those are 30% off. I almost feel like that's the best part of the sale. Either getting stuff that are like really expensive that never go on sale, or Sephora collection because it goes 30% off. I know they do that a few times a year, but yeah, this one I just feel like it's just smooth. It has a little bit of glow to it, but it's not overly glowy. Like I've seen a lot of people who do have like an oilier skin type, like watch Lauren May quite a bit, and she loves it. So what I do after I do one side, I usually just take a sponge and just kind of, it's stained, okay? I clean it, but it's stained. And just kind of push it into my skin. I'm just gonna take a little bit more. I literally have to take the applicator out because I'm too scared it's gonna squirt everywhere. Usually I just am like still in my pajamas when I do my makeup, so if it does squirt anywhere, I don't really care because I'm like, okay, this is just, you know, not great clothing, but right now I'm like, no, just bought this bodysuit. It's just from H&M, but you know. So here's the story of my cheek. I don't think you're ready for it. It's a long story. So my fiance and I a while back decided we want to go to a comedy show in Minneapolis. He's a teacher, so he has spring break off. And we're like, okay, well, let's think about it. And then, you know, stuff went wrong with my car, stuff went wrong with the dog. And then we're like, well, maybe we shouldn't go because, you know, financially, would it be a stupid decision? And then we were kind of like, you know what? We literally never do anything for ourselves. We never just go away because we're just trying to be smart with money. And it's like, let's just go do something fun. So we booked it. And I think like 3 days before, like I had just gotten the okay from my boss that we could go, and like she was being great with my schedule. And then all of a sudden I woke up in the middle of the night, I think it was the Wednesday, and we were supposed to leave on Friday, and I was almost crying. My mouth was in so much pain. And I'm like, oh my God, what is wrong? Like my tooth was kind of bugging me a little bit, but I had a root canal on it like a long time ago. And ever since there's kind of been like little annoyances in it, but I hadn't gotten it crowned yet because crowns are like insane. And so I was going to get it crowned like this year, and then yeah, it just started hurting so much. So I think it was Wednesday night, I went to see the doctor, or no, Thursday, sorry. I don't know what day it was. I think maybe it was Wednesday that I think it was Tuesday night that I got the pain. Wednesday, I finally went to see a doctor because I woke up and I was like, oh my gosh, what is going on? Took a couple Advils and then I felt better, but the pain wasn't gone. And I thought maybe it was just, you know, one of those times where it just kind of flared up and was bugging me, but then would go away, which you probably shouldn't ignore tooth pain. And then I'm going to use a matte foundation for my nose. I know that sounds weird, but this is just what I do. So I'm just using the Color Stay for my nose. So go to the dentist. I actually had to go into like emergency. So I didn't go to my regular dentist. I went to see my fiance's dentist people and they were super great. Got me in right away. I think they closed at like 9 and they got me in at like 7:45 or something. So I was able to go see them. This is before we had even left. And so we were like, okay, don't know what's gonna happen now, but you know, I figured whatever, I'll go to the dentist, see what's going on. Of course, I have an infection in the root canal tooth. And I'm like, well, what the hell do I do now? Like, we're supposed to go away. Am I gonna be okay? Like, I was in quite a bit of pain. They gave me antibiotics and I'm like, all right, well, hopefully this will, usually, like if I've ever had tooth pain before, antibiotics will kind of immediately take care of that pain. It takes a couple days, but it will kick in and, you know, kind of take care of the work. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Start taking the antibiotics. Doesn't really help. Thursday I have to call in sick because I literally didn't sleep. I was taking antibiotics. I was in so much pain. And then, sorry, I just had to get a little bit closer to make sure I get the little crevices. So then I'm like, I don't know if we're going to be able to go. This was Thursday. Called in sick. My boss is like, oh no. Well, hopefully you're good for tomorrow. I wake up Friday morning. So much pain still. I'm like, what are we gonna do? We might have to cancel. You might have to just take a friend. I'm gonna use this, the Maybelline corrector. And he's like, no, I feel like you'll regret it if you don't come. Let's just go. And Minneapolis is not close to us. Like, it's like a 7.5 hour drive. So we're driving there. I finally said, okay, fine. He got me some ice packs and we decided to just do it. I was on some like stronger ibuprofen. I didn't want to take T3, even though thinking about it now, I probably should have. But I was taking like ibuprofen 600, which is like taking 3 ibuprofens, I guess. And you could only take them every 6 hours. But you could take extra strength Tylenol in between. I'm sorry if this is a boring story. I just have to tell you where I've been and yeah. Okay, so we're on our way there. I'm in pain, but I have the meds, but they're not really working for this full 6 hours. They kind of wear off after like 3 hours. So in between that 3 hours, I can take that Tylenol, but the Tylenol wasn't helping. Like I was taking 2 extra strength Tylenol for the pain. Basically, the ibuprofen helps with swelling, and the Tylenol is supposed to help with the pain. It doesn't. So, yeah. We are finally getting close. We get to, I think we were around like St. Cloud. And a blizzard starts. And we're like, what the hell is even happening right now? Like, why is this our life? Like, we can't have one good vacation. And I know it's like first world problems. I understand that it sounds a little, you know, get over it. But we were just excited to finally go away. And then, yeah. I'm taking the Charlotte Tilbury. This has been one of my favorite concealers lately. I know a lot of people don't like it because of like the little sparkle in it, but I don't see it under my eye once I actually put it on. So Beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer, and I have the shade 3.5. I might try 2.5. I just got a new one, a backup, because this one is running very low. But Sophia Sees Beauty has 2.5, and her and I are like skin matches, and I'm like, maybe mine is too dark. Because sometimes I feel like my under eye does look a little bit dark. Anyway, so we're approaching St. Cloud. The blizzard is commencing. And it was off and on. At first, we're like, okay, this is not that bad. Like, we live in Winnipeg, and winter is, like, absolutely insane here. Like, it's probably nicer in the North Pole, honestly. Okay, so people are in the ditch left and right, and we're like, oh my god. This is terrible. Like, I don't want to get in an accident. So he's driving slower, obviously. So it takes us, like, probably an hour longer than it should have taken us, because obviously he's being cautious, which is the right thing to do. But by this time, the pain medication is worn off, okay? Worn off. And I'm not ready to take another one yet, because I'm following orders. And holy shit, it was just the worst. And I was holding my dog. We had to take our dog with us because we had nobody to watch her. Seriously. She started crying. She had to go to the bathroom. We did take her, like, we stopped and took her to the washroom a couple times. But by that point, we're like, okay, we just want to get here. Like, we need to just get somewhere. Like, there was no stopping. Like, you couldn't really stop on the side of the road. Like, we were on highway. There was no... So we're like, okay, well, like, the first town we see, like, let's just stop there, take her out, and just relax for a second. Okay, so that's what that looks like. This is really... I haven't used this one in a long time. This is a Makeup Forever Ultra HD Micro Finishing Powder. And that's it. I think it's kind of expensive, but I really like it. So anyway, we finally stop. We're able to walk her. She, of course, had to go to the bathroom. We finally get to our hotel. I wonder what time it was. I think it was like 10, 9:30 or 10 by the time we get to our hotel. We were supposed to get there at like 7:30 or 8. But we kind of like, we're just like looking for places to eat, and yeah. So we get to our hotel, drop the dog off, we go find some food. Anyway, we finally have dinner at like 11. Thank God there were places that were open. Crumble was open, and I had heard about it through Taylor Wynn, and I'm like, I really want to try it, but I'm in so much pain. So we ended up getting some cookies, and they're massive. It was like $20 US for like 4 cookies, but they lasted us like 4 days, and they were delicious. So it was kind of worth it. And it was just kind of like the experience, you know? So I think we went to like Texas Roadhouse or something for dinner. We just got it to go because we just wanted to stay in the hotel at that point. And I felt a little bit better. I think by that time I was able to take another pill. Felt a little bit better. The second day, I was able to go to Ulta and Target, but then by the time we got to Target, I was already like, I'm spent. Like, I need to go back, ice my face. I had an ice pack on me the whole time. You're supposed to only put it on your face for like 20 minutes, I think. And I had it on like indefinitely. And then, so I was in pain, but I wasn't in the worst pain yet. Basically, the whole time we were there, besides going to Ulta, I only was there for like, I think, half an hour. Besides that, we literally did not get to do anything. The comedy show was on Saturday, and luckily it lined up where I took my pills at like 9, but by the time the comedy show was over, I think it started later, I think around 10, by the time the comedy show was done, I think it was close to midnight or like 11:30. Plus there was like a 20-minute drive to get back to the hotel. By that time I was like, get me back. I need to take some Tylenol. I need to do something. Like, I just need to be back and ice my face. And putting a mask on made it so much worse. It was just like putting pressure on my cheek. Ugh. Worst. Like, it was the worst trip to date. I'm gonna use the NARS Cove and Soft Matte Advanced Perfecting Powder in the shade, Cove. But I'm a little annoyed. I've already hit pen. There's 9 grams of powder in here, but here you go. You see it? I mean, it's good that I'm using it, but it feels like it didn't last a very long time. But I would recommend, if you're oily, I think you would love this. I've heard a lot of people who are dry don't love it because they think it's a little bit too heavy on the skin, which I could see, but because I'm oily, it's like our oils just absorb it all. So it doesn't look as heavy. But I'm just going to take a little bit of that shine down. Yeah, so Sunday rolls around. We were there until Monday, Friday to Monday morning. And Sunday rolls around and I'm just hysterically crying. Like, I cannot stop crying. Basically, I can't even sit straight in the bed. Like, I can't do anything. I'm like pacing. There was a time where I was just pacing back and forth and I'm like, what do? Do I go to the hospital? And I'm in the US, I'll remind you. And I have health insurance in Canada, but I don't know what that covers in the US. And yeah, all the people at Target could tell me was like, try to get into a quick walk-in or whatever. And I'm like, what's that gonna cost me? Like, I don't know. But yeah, at one point I was literally Sunday night, I'm like, take me to the hospital. Like, the pain is too overwhelming. I just couldn't handle it anymore. It was the worst I've ever felt. Like, I've had an abscess before and I've been in pain, and then I would take a couple Advils and I'd be like, okay, that kind of like calms the pain, but nothing. Sometimes the Advils, when I was taking it, the 600s, just stopped working. And I'm like, oh, what do I do? And he was like, as soon as the pain comes back, just take more. And I'm like, well, I don't want to like OD on this stuff, but I mean, at one point I was like, okay, I'm taking it like every 4 hours instead of every 6 because I just couldn't handle it. Okay, so Sunday by far was the worst day. Listen, I love shopping. I couldn't even go to Mall of America and I was so upset. And my fiance went and I was like, you're just gonna have to go without me. Like, I didn't want to stop him from having fun. I mean, he wasn't, because he was obviously like, I don't know what to do for you. I don't know how to help you. But he would go get all of our food and drinks and I could barely eat. My tooth was sticking up so much that every time I would bite, even though I was eating on this side, it would chomp down on it. And like, if the pain had subsided for a bit, that would bring it all back. And it was just, oh, the worst ever. So he ended up going to Mall of America by himself. And then that night, I don't even know what happened. I think I just took more pills. And then the next day is when we were supposed to leave. Actually, he was like, do you want to just leave today? Because if you do, let's just go now and go. And I'm like, I don't even think I could sit still in a car for 8 hours straight without crying or walking around or something. Somehow, by the grace of God, Monday I was doing a little bit better, and meanwhile I'm still taking antibiotics and nothing is happening. Like, nothing's helping. I got the shade Bright Side by Rare Beauty. This is the newer one. This is definitely like a cooler shade. I currently have Power Boost, which is this one. So you could see it's definitely a lot more orangey toned. It still kind of works for me though, somehow, but I definitely prefer a cooler toned bronzer. So that's what I'm using. I'm going to go in with a brush. And this is just a Knit Cosmetics brush. I think it's just called the Oliver Precision brush. Looks like this. So yeah, by the grace of God, Monday, I was feeling a little bit better. We stopped in Albertville on the way home, which is like the outlets. I was really only able to go in like a couple stores until I was like, okay, let's just get back. My mom had made a dentist appointment for me the same night. I think we only left at like noon or like 11:30, and she had made the appointment for me for 7:45, and we literally, as soon as we got back to Winnipeg, pulled up to our dentist. Didn't even go home first. He just dropped me off right there because I'm like, something's got to give here. And he dropped me off, saw my dentist. The dentist had to remove the infection, so I saw a different guy, but the one I saw had to basically suction out. This is so gross. I'm sorry if you're squirmy or queasy with this talk. Basically, he had to like scalpel and suction out the infection of the abscess because it was so swollen. It was literally like I had a jawbreaker in my cheek. It was bad. So he's like, oh yeah, there's definitely an infection there. I'm like, well, I'm on antibiotics. What the hell? I think I had just finished. He put me on another round. And still sore. A couple days later, finally, I'm like, they had a specialist calling me to see if I wanted to get another root canal done on top of that, because if you crack it and bacteria gets underneath it, then you have to get another root canal and then a crown on top of it. And I'm like, listen, I just want this thing out of my mouth immediately. They said, or you can get an implant and get it out of your mouth and then whatever. So I was like, I'll do anything to just have this pain gone, like literally. And they were like, all right, let's get it out. So made an appointment. I think it was like a whole week later that I had to wait to make my appointment to get it out. And I think my hope was that as soon as I got it out, everything would be dandy and like the pain would just be immediately gone. And I would say, I think it's been 2 weeks now since the whole ordeal started, and I'm still in a little bit of pain, but nothing compared to what it was. But yeah, I'm just kind of like, okay, go away already. Like, I've taken my antibiotics, I'm rinsing with salt water, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. I've been babying it, I'm eating on this side of my mouth. Like, heal already. So do feel like it is getting better, but it's still not 100%. I'm like, oh my god. So anyway, tooth pain is no freaking joke. Like, I get migraines, I get, you know, everything, and no. Like, I would rather have another colonoscopy than do that. I mean, I don't want another one, but it's just the magnitude. So yeah, it's kind of just like tender right here. But yeah, I do like the shade. I don't know if it's me or like, is it kind of patchy? I don't know. I have to say my number one recommendation for a cream bronzer would absolutely be the NARS Laguna cream bronzer. If you're fair like me, 01 is so good. So everything I'm using is kind of like my favorites from Sephora, along with new things I just purchased. So, okay, so we're done with that. I am going to just go over it again with my powder brush just to kind of set it down a little bit. And then I do go over my, because I'm oily, do go over my bronzer with a powder bronzer. And I think I'm gonna go in with, let's go Guerlain Terracotta Light. This is the one that's kind of like swirled. There are 3 different kinds. I was looking online. So this, yeah. Terracotta Light has like a pinkier tone to it. Anyway, the comedy show was really good. But you know when like you're in pain or something's going on and it's like you cannot really focus on anything? Sorry, we have a group chat going on. It's going off like crazy right now. But yeah, I just, you know, you can't really like fully be there, be present when you're in pain. I was just like, oh my God, I want to enjoy this, but I can't fully because you're just thinking about the pain. It's awful. If anybody has chronic pain, like I am just so sympathetic to you. And like, how do you cope? That's all I could think about was like people who are chronically in pain. When I was in pain, I was just like, how do they do it? And it also made me think, oh my God, I need to really get my dog's teeth done. And she's probably in pain, so I really need to. She hasn't had a dental in a long time and her teeth are terrible. We try to give her like chewies and stuff, but I worry like how bad they are for her because she's had like liver issues like I've previously mentioned. So this looks really dark right now. In person it looks better. It's probably because my window is like shining right on me, but I just kind of blend it out a little. And I am going to go in with my new blush by Armani. I'm kind of annoyed. They didn't release all the shades on the Canadian website. They have way more on the US one. I'm like, why? Why? We're all the same. Why? Like, I don't know why they... I get this SPF thing. Like, when they don't release an SPF product, like that Kosas one. I was kind of curious about that. But it's not released yet in Canada. They eventually do, but it takes time. So this is the Armani blush. This is new Luminous Silk Glow Blush in the shade 51 Amor. So they had like a brighter one online, but I think this one will be good because I have so many like bright like fuchsia shades. I wanted something that was like a little more subdued. And this is a great brush as well. This is the Pro Blush 96 brush, and this is a Sephora collection brush. Oh yeah, that's so pretty. I just saw Tanya B. Wells do a video about these, and I feel like this was kind of like her least favorite, and I'm like, no. I do like that intimate shade. It's kind of like a more nudie color. I might pick that one up. It's now sold out online, of course. So I know it's at one of the locations near me, so I might just do a curbside pickup for that. But yeah, I think that's really pretty. I love like just like a dusty rose. I'm sure I have a billion like this. I do have to mention the size. I was pretty disappointed with how small they are. 3.6 grams. The Gucci one is 5 something. Okay, well, let's just see what's normal. 7 grams for the RMS. So like half. 5.5 grams for the Gucci blushes. So, you know, you're paying mostly for the name here. Like, I get it, but guys, just give us a little more product, damn it. That is pretty, though. And it's pigmented. I just kind of put a lot on because that's how I do. Okay, so my favorite highlighter lately has been the Glow Glide Face Architect Highlighter Champagne Glow from Charlotte Tilbury. The shade is Champagne Glow. And just going in with my, kind of want to try the Rare Beauty one, but oh my gosh, it's like sold out everywhere. I think it's at the one near me, like at the mall near me, so I might grab that. What else is on my list? I think I want a really good cleanser. I have a good cleanser by Kate Somerville, which is like an exfoliating cleanser. It's in the green tube, but I don't know. I feel like it kind of makes me look oily sometimes. I just did my hair and it's already like messy. So I bought this. This is the Sephora Shadow End Liner in matte. It's waterproof. Oh, that makes sense. I was like, wow, this thing is really not coming off my hand. It's in the shade number 35, Cafe au Lait. And it's very nude. Neutral. It's probably going to be close to the color of my lid. And yes, it is. I can see it more on my hand. I'm kind of sad. I thought it was going to be more colorful, but oh well. Would be a nice base. But I thought it would have just a tiny bit more color. It's one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes from Sephora. That's what it looks like. It's a little tiny bit brown, I guess. This one's great if you're looking for like a cheaper alternative. The color shifter blushes or eyeshadows. That's what this one looks like. This is in the shade. I can't remember. If I remember, I'll put it down below. Sorry, I can't see it here. And this is just like a staple. Like, I can't stop using it. I just bought this brush from Ulta. This is a Morphe M453. And I usually just go in with like, I don't know, those two. Anyway. Yeah, so that was my good times in Minneapolis, and it was a nightmare. And I'm so sad because we haven't been in like 5 years, and the last trip we had was like the best ever. It's funny because when we got there, I think we stayed at like the Country Inn in, was it Woodbury? I can't remember. I don't think it was Woodbury. It was close to there anyways. And it didn't look like the pictures, and I remember being like kind of bratty, and I was like, oh, this hotel kind of looks like dumpy. I'm like, we should ask if we can get a different room or if we can switch hotels, like let's go somewhere else. And then we ended up loving the hotel. It's so funny, they had a super good restaurant beside us. I just sucked it up. I was like, I'm being bratty, let's not change because we're already here. And yeah, it ended up being literally the best trip ever. We went to go see Minnesota Wild game. We ended up going to Mall of America. What else did we do? I feel like we did a lot during that trip. I don't know, but Target is like my favorite too, and I like didn't even get to explore Target. I literally went there, talked to a pharmacist. I think I looked at like 2 things. I bought one t-shirt, just like a plain beige t-shirt, you know, my plain beige self. And then yeah, that was pretty much it. I'm like, oh, worst. But oh well, you win some, you lose some. Obviously some trips are going to be better than others. If you're wondering what shades I'm using, it's not that important, but these two now. But yeah. Anyway, hopefully everybody else had a good spring break. We did come back and we got to see our little nephews were in town. That was fun. And then I was still kind of like in pain because at that point I had just got my tooth out. So I was kind of like, all right, boys, you play with your uncle. Don't hit me in the face. But yeah. Oh well, whatever. So what's on everybody's wish list? Are you guys getting anything? I know some people are kind of just like, I'm over it, which I can understand. It's kind of like people are just throwing a billion products in your face at a time, and it's like, hey, you guys, calm down. It's not that deep. It's just makeup. Like, it's fun, of course, but yeah. So I think I'm gonna go put some eyeliner on. The eyeliner I'm gonna use, this is like, I use this all the time. This is one of my favorites. This is the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in the shade Black Market. I'm gonna do my brows also. I do have a birthday gift. It's just the Ilia Beauty Insider birthday gift. I should have probably used this, but I was already using a new blush, so I didn't really want to use it. But this is the blush that I got. This is the shade At Last. It looks pretty nice. It's pretty sheer, but it's definitely that nice kind of like mauvey rose tone. And then there's a mascara. I'm probably going to try the mascara, but I think it's going to be more natural than I prefer. But I'll try it anyways. So I'll be back. I'll have my brows and my liner on. And I'm back. I forgot to mention my favorite brow products would probably be the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter or the Makeup by Mario Master Hold Brow Gel. They do sometimes get a little like gunky, so just be aware of that. And I do really like this pencil. This has been nice. And get this at TJ Maxx or Marshall's if you can, because that's where I got it and it was way cheaper. This is the Give Hella On Point pencil, and I think this is in the shade number 2, I believe. Yes, number 2. And then usually I just use the NYX Lift and Snatch. This does get really inky sometimes. Like you can see it gets kind of dark in some areas. So if you want something very similar, this doesn't last as long though. This is the Brow Flick by Glossier. So they're both really good. But yeah, so we'll try the mascara. I just really have a feeling this is not going to do anything. It's like more natural brand. So I'll have my mascaras on standby here. Let's give her a go. So this is what it looks like. This is a Limitless Lash Mascara. And it's in black. I like this wand. This is promising. So we'll see. Another recommendation would be if you're looking for a mascara from Sephora, Tower 28 is really nice. I think it's called Making Waves. This one is really nice. I do find it kind of is dried out quickly, but I could be wrong. I feel like I've used it quite a bit, but yeah. Okay, so this is giving me some length. Not exactly the volume that I love, but got a little on my lid there. So I will pull in a helper. That's what it looks like so far. Like, it's not bad. It's not my favorite. Okay. I'm gonna go in with good old reliable CoverGirl Exhibitionist. Whoa, something just happened to it. It's like the stopper broke or something. Like, there's so much product on the brush right now. What is going on? Eh. I'm scared. I'm scared it's just gonna all glop on. But yeah, these are my favorite kind of brushes. The Too Faced Better Than Sex is really nice, but holy man. I haven't tried the waterproof one, but if you wear that one below, you're gonna get it all over the place. Like, it's just, like, on the lower lash line, I should say. I don't really have an issue with smudging, like, on my actual lid. It's just my lower lash line. I have one of these that's kind of more dried out, and that one actually works not bad on the lower lash line. Can't remember which one I used to wear. It was a drugstore one. I think it was CoverGirl also. I think it was like in a teal tube, and that one would not budge. So I would always just use it for my lower lash line. It was more like just like a straight wand. Nothing too extraordinary, but I think I would get it in like waterproof and it would not go anywhere. I'm not really like a coat person. Like, I don't do like a coat, let it dry, do another coat. I just like literally slap her all on and just finesse them a little bit. Ooh, I'm scared to use this one. It's so gloppy all of a sudden. So I'm gonna go back in with my other one. This one again. You ever find you just have like always one better brow, one better side for lashes? I don't know which side for lashes is better. I feel like this one is easier to build up, but maybe there's less lashes on this side. Like, I don't know, there's something about that corner, outer corner, that I feel like I have less lashes, but they're longer than this side. I don't know. We all notice weird stuff. Oh my god, so many group chat messages. I'm missing all of them. Yeah, so I'm just gonna stop with this one for now. I do have a lot of lip products. Primarily, I'll wear like my NYX lip liner in the shade Nude Beige. It's one I wear literally all the time. But from Sephora, a couple that I absolutely love are Makeup by Mario and Dimitri. It's literally always sold out though. Like, can we get some stock around here? Like, I don't know why. And same with like the List bronzer. Like, I've been waiting for that cream bronzer for 7 years, and now it's like I don't even want it at this point because so many have released that I'm just like, don't need it. It's like, where you been? I guess maybe like with COVID, like production's been harder on people. I don't know. I could be totally off. I'm just assuming. But so one more little dip. But yeah, lipstick. I really like there's a Makeup Forever lipstick I've shown on my channel before. I think it's in my lipstick video. It's like my nude beige kind of lipsticks. I think it's in number 2. And I believe it's like a Rouge Artist. I don't have it with me right now. It's in my purse. And I think it's in the shade 100. It's kind of like a pinky beige. I love that one. Another one that's been really nice is Gucci Carol Beige. I mean, yes. And that would be a good one to buy during the sale because, again, it's expensive. This one I love. This is just a Sephora collection lipstick. This is in the shade Love Love. and I love it. Should I put it on? Just a little bit. If you like cool tone lipsticks, it's so pretty. Again, this one sells out all the time. I'm gonna use, so I've used the Makeup by Mario one multiple times, so I think I'll use something different. I really love the Makeup Forever pencils, Anywhere Caffeine, you know, the usual, the typical ones that are from like TikTok. But I bought them before they became viral, so I actually got them before they sold out. So Anywhere Caffeine and then Wherever Walnut are really good ones. So this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is a newer, not new, but newer, Muted Mauve. And it's just like a touch darker than I normally go for. But it is pretty. MAC, Oak, yes. Huda, Staycation, love. I'm always looking for great cool tone lipstick recommendations. Haze by ABH. Very beautiful. This is a little more moisturizing. I do prefer a matte lipstick, but I do really like the color. My lips are not symmetrical, so I always have to kind of fake this side a little. And something else I picked up is a backup, because I just, whenever I really love a product, oh, I also love this. This is the Give Pout to Get Real lip liner in Do Whatever. Really like that color. It's like a brownie. It's not like pinky orange, it's just like brown. It's nice. So I picked up a backup of this. Looks different color, but it's the same color. It's number 32. This looks more cool toned. It could be just the packaging. It's number 32. It's Sephora Collection Cream Lip Stain. So I'll put that on. I'll usually just put it kind of like in the middle and just mix it with whatever I'm wearing. I'm getting like the most text messages ever right now. And a lot of them are annoying brand text messages. I just got one from Charlotte Tilbury. I sign up for all of these and then I get so annoyed after. I'm like, why did I sign up for this? Just wanted the discount. Okay. And the last thing I picked up is this. This is the Give, and I accidentally bought the wrong shade, so I had to go back and exchange it. So I got the shade Candy, the Give Bubble Pop Electric High Performance Lip Gloss. Again, in the shade Candy. I have Sweet Tooth, which I really like too, but Sweet Tooth is a little bit more warm. This I love because it's very cool toned. And I thought it would look cute with all of my cool tone blushes. And these are sticky. So if you don't like sticky lip gloss, you're probably not going to like it, but they smell amazing and they last a really long time. The sticky ones last. So if you're ever hating on the sticky lip gloss, just know it's going to last. I always like to just like wipe my brush off a little bit when I dip it back in, because I hate when I have product on my lip and then it gets all inside. So I just think that's so pretty. Nice pink pretty lip. I was kind of like, am I gonna hate this, because it's kind of like a lilac-y shade when you look at it, and I'm like, ooh, is that gonna be way too pink? No, it's just, it's like the perfect pink. I am just gonna go in a little bit where I see that I'm like a little too shiny, but yeah, that is the final makeup look. I'll probably do another video if I find more things that I wanted to pick up. I don't know that I'm going to be doing like a huge haul. I have probably bought more than enough. I did pick this shade up of the Rare Beauty blush. This is when we were in Minneapolis. My fiance picked it up for me from Sephora. This is in the shade Virtue. I like it, but I'm so used to wearing pinks that it's kind of threw me a little bit because it's pretty orange. I thought it was going to be more like brown, kind of along the lines of Fresco, like Laura Mercier. You know what I mean? But we'll try to make it work. And if I could recommend a couple other blushes that I didn't say earlier, I've been obsessed with this one. If you're looking for, you know, one of these super cool tone pinks, I think this would look nice with the lip. That's the one size in Attention Seeker, and then of course the Dior Rosy Glow blush in pink, and the the Gucci blushes. I love more than this one. Like, this one is pretty. I feel like in person it's coming off a little more cool tone than it is in the camera. But I do like it. It is really pretty. It does have like a subtle kind of glow to it, but I still just prefer those Guccis. I think I just like the shades better. The Gucci warm, what is it called? Warm Berry and Rosy Beige. Just the best. So good. So yeah, so that's everything I've picked up so far. If I do another haul, like I said, maybe I'll do another get ready with me, or I might just do a haul in general. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry I've been away for so long, but yeah, I was having some issues. So I hope you subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you again. Bye.